You're a little close.
No Pants Friday. No Pants Friday. No Pants. No Pants. No Pants Friday.
Best song ever. You look kind of scared of me. I'm seeing a little playback. What's happening, guys? What's going on? It's No Pants Friday. Moving stuff around here. How you doing?
Good.
How's your Friday going?
We went to yard sales this morning, which is my
Song
favorite.
ever. What's going on? Hold on.
Playback. What's happening?
Remember when I asked you if your sound was down?
It is. Look,
It's a lie.
it's on silent.
Yeah, but that's your phone's on silent. Your media is not.
Jeez.
Ugh.
Technical
Oh,
difficulties.
technical
Sorry.
difficulties. Anyway, we went yard sailing today.
Mhm.
Did you find anything good?
I did. I found a couple of good things we're going to talk about on Sunday, not tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a day off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Do we?
not well. I mean, from doing a show anyway. I mean,
I'm like, whatever.
I knew
I'm
Cheryl was
listening.
going to notice the purple. I put more purple in for you, Cheryl.
Yeah. She basically stands in front of the mirror and goes like this. This is for Cheryl. This is for Cheryl. There you go, Cheryl. Take that.
Really?
I don't know why.
What the heck
I
is
don't
that?
know why you're angry. You're doing it. You know, you really. It's like she does it.
Yeah. You're a weirdo.
Yeah. It's a bit much. It's a bit much. I'm just saying.
We've got Cheryl here from Oregon, another Oregonian.
Hey, it's an Oregonian.
Whatevs.
Please say it correctly. What's Rhode Island? Rhode Islander?
Mm-hmm.
I guess that makes sense.
I'm a part-time Poshmark seller. Don't do eBay at all, but love your channel. Well, thanks. You don't have to do eBay to like us. We're cute and funny.
Yeah, it's true.
Just kidding. But the stuff that we sell.
What are you talking about? We're real cute and we're real funny.
Oh God. But the stuff we sell does translate to Poshmark as well. Most of the stuff. I mean, at least the stuff Katie does and women's clothing and things like that. Maybe not the hard goods as much. I don't think Posh does hard goods, but shoes, yay.
And yeah, we don't talk as much about like the process of selling on Poshmark since we don't do Poshmark.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Susie Beach says that your hair looks so freaking amazing.
Thank you.
Susie,
I just threw some purple in because I didn't want to do my roots yet. I haven't done my hair since eBay opened, since right before eBay opened.
So you're trying to draw attention away from your roots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the ends start to fade out
when
it's time for me to start doing my hair, and the roots too. So I just threw some purple in to like delay me having to actually do my hair.
Linda wants to know what my shirt says. So this is my new shirt that Vicky said I couldn't wear it on the show, and I said I'll do what I want. It's none of your business. It's none of your business. I'm gonna wear the shirt if I want to. Dana thrifted it for me at Savers the day after I was in that same Savers. So this is yet again proof that any day you go to Savers, you're gonna find cool, awesome stuff. So Dana picked it up for me, gave it to me as a gift, and I love it. Look at it. It's my new cat shirt. Show me your kitties. I like kitties. I want you to show me yours. If you got little kitties, if you got chubby kitties, I like all the kitties. I like cats. What are you looking at?
Inappropriate.
Rude. You're inappropriate. Innocently love cats.
What is my natural hair color? Amanda, it's dirty blonde. Mostly gray at this point, I think. A lot of gray, a lot of silver when my roots actually come in. It's dirty blonde though. Light brown, dirty blonde.
Yeah. Yeah. Dirty. Like your mind.
Seriously?
Just trying to show my appreciation for cats.
And no, Susie, I'm not singing today. I'm going to sing on Sunday when someone gives a super chat, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because it's a super chat song, and there's only going to be one. So you better make it good.
See, Barbara says that my shirt is awesome. And Barbara basically just gave it the official Mormon seal of approval.
There you go. The
See?
Mormon stamp of approval
And
from Barbara.
And I bet Teresa likes it too. So that'll be like the double Mormon stamp of approval. Okay? And if they approve it, then that means it is A-okay.
Inappropriate.
Anyway, yeah, I'm getting a shout out from Frenchie for my Rally Roots hat. I like this hat. I love the style of hat. And I actually, like, if it had nothing to do with Rally Roots, I would really dig it. But the fact that it is a Rally Roots hat makes it that much better. So I love wearing it.
I have mine too. Yeah, I'm not wearing it today.
You just don't, I mean, you don't wear this style of hat as much anyway.
I like the rounded brim baseball hats. They just look better on me. But I actually like hats in general. I have tons of hats. I like them better when my hair is longer. So
Teresa says, don't drag me into this. You're already in it. You're in it.
You're already in it, Teresa.
Yeah. But anyway, yesterday, so now I've been going full force back into sourcing a lot because I want to get a bunch of stuff listed for quarter 4. because I hadn't been doing like my regular weekly like hardcore sourcing for a while. And so I just started back up again a couple weeks ago. So I went yesterday. I hit all 6 of the savers in the Vegas area. And then I still had a little bit of gas in my engine. So I went ahead and hit the Salvation Army. Found a couple of things, nothing too great there. But I'm telling you guys, you can attest to this. Probably my best single day of sourcing in a really long time. Like last week was pretty good, but this week I got, I think 3 things, 2 things that are definitely $100 or more, and 1 thing that should be $200, maybe more. And then like a bunch of other stuff, all quality, like basic stuff.
You get some real good stuff, good prices too. It wasn't like you're looking at the tag and going savers. Yeah, you're drunk.
I spent $250 on 57 items. A couple of them are things I'm going to keep, but overall, I figured out kind of conservatively like all my T-shirts. I always like just say, oh, I'll get $25 for each of these. Sometimes I get $30, $40. Sometimes I get a little under 25. But I figured I should be able to make a little over $2,000 once I sell all of it. So on $250 spent, that's really good.
Yep.
So you definitely need to come and watch the Sunday Live Haul, because I'm going to be showing the cool stuff I found. Vicky's got some stuff. She's probably going to have to go out again tomorrow.
I think I'm going to go sourcing tomorrow by myself, or maybe we'll do a Friday night date night sourcing tonight. We'll see.
Jennifer says that she watches us both, and she's not an eBay seller. Do you sell? So Jennifer, are you a reseller in general? Like,
are you a shopper? Yeah. Do you like to buy online?
Because I'd be pretty impressed if we actually had people watching us that weren't our friends, that also
right. Because I do have our friends. We do have a lot of friends that watch us, and my mom watches us, and like she doesn't even know how to use the computer barely.
She says nope. She doesn't sell anywhere. See, so we actually have. It looks like we might have one person that watches us that is not connected to.
That's not my mom.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Thanks, Jennifer. That's
I totally get it though. Do you thrift at all? So like on Reddit, I'm a big Redditor, and I have some different subreddits that I follow. And one of them is, I can't remember what it's called exactly. It's like thrift store scores or something like that. Anyway, and I'm sure some of the people in it are resellers, but a lot of them are just people that like to go and thrift. And so it's fun because people like show their finds, and they're like, oh, look at this amazing vintage wedding dress I found for $30. It's like some gorgeous, ridiculously awesome like wedding dress from the 50s or something like that.
I love that kind of stuff.
And so, I know there's a lot of people that just like to find cool stuff. So
we're so endearing and charming, and fan club of 2. Somebody wants to be our friend. I love that. That's so cute. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
We are kind of fun.
You can be our friends.
Teresa loves us.
Yeah, listen, seriously, like if any of you guys ever, I know some of you are already in Vegas and we've met some of you, but if you ever do come to Vegas, it's kind of a destination kind of place. So if you ever are here in Vegas and you want to get together, we're always down.
I'd love to meet new people.
We have the time. So
we can go get coffee. We can go get tacos. We can go get lunch, a drink, whatever. Whatever works.
I'm always into the tacos, so
we're
I'm
fun.
always a big fan of that. I'm gonna turn this.
All right, so we have 77 people watching us right now. That's a little light for a Friday afternoon.
No, 81 now.
Oh, okay. All right. It's moving up.
They'll start trickling in. Here's the thing. Part of the thing is that I didn't post the thing until like an hour ago because we were out shopping. Yeah, I took her yard sailing because she was super jealous of all of my sweet finds. She was also a little sad because she had wanted both of us to go thrifting somewhere out of town, Pahrump, right? Yesterday, and I was like, sorry, chick. I got my stuffs to do by myself, and you're not invited.
Yeah, Rags, when's the next lunch? We're going to do a meetup. I'm going to handle this. We're actually going away a week from Monday for a week. So what I'm going to try to do is probably the last Tuesday of the month. And I don't know if I'm going to get to it for September, but definitely by October. I'm going to try to do the last Tuesday of the month, and it's actually going to be evening because I know a bunch of people do work during the day and have actual real day jobs. So I'll do it on an evening, and we'll do it as an official type of meetup. I'm going to find everybody on Facebook or through that has messaged me or messaged Katie. We have your email addresses. We have your names for all the local people, and I'm just going to put a group together just for that. It's not going to, and I'll put it in the boss group as well for anyone that wants to join it. But it's not going to be another Facebook group. It's not going to be another chat group or anything like that. It's just going to be to communicate about the meetups that'll happen once a month. Maybe we'll entertain ideas for topics and things like that in there, but that's all it's going to be about. And as of right now, I'm not going to collect any dues or anything like that. Going forward in the future, if we ever have any special guests or, you know, something that there's an expense for, then we can discuss it and we can go forward that way. But right now I'm not going to charge for it or anything like that. Some people charge every month for a meetup, $5 or $10, and I'm not about that right now. So
right now,
no, if we
just wait a couple months, we'll start charging you guys.
No, if it costs money to get like a speaker in there or something like that.
Yeah, that's different. That's different.
You know, that's why.
Yeah, for sure. So somebody just said, Trisha M just said, is it weird that I like watch you guys while I'm working out at the gym? Are you at the gym right now? All right, hold on a second. Okay, get ready. Get ready. All right. 1, 2, 3.
She's
all right, come on.
Treadmill.
Trisha, we need to get you jacked. We need to get you yoked. We want to get you working out. We want to get you strong.
Stop
so you can elbow people at the bins. You can get the stuff first. You got to boss up. All right, take a breather.
Ridiculous.
Take a breather. All right.
See, Rosie joined Facebook just for us.
Yep.
Because she's one of our local Las Vegas people, wants to get into the group too. So I think that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So DJ just said, yesterday I found one of those shiny jackets you get, West Arc USA brand with bright blue and pink embroidered.
Satin bomber jacket embroidered. Yep.
Bright blue with pink embroidered. I like that on the back. Advanced Electric. Any idea? I mean, you know what? For something like that, Advanced Electric, you could probably sell it for about $30.
Right.
When it has something like that, it's like a business specific, that's just, you know, something like that, you can sell for like $30. Now, ones that are really cool is when it has like some, you know, I guess more desirable to either business or brand or whatever. So
I sold one that I drive for Jesus for like $40 that I paid $1 for. So
yeah,
you know,
but they all
right. Big
Trisha said that. Trisha said
again.
Sorry, hold on. Trisha just said that actually worked. She made a new personal record. Amazing. You probably burned about 500 calories just while I was yelling at you. All right. What about Big Drift? What's she saying?
I scored something for $15 into 500. Of course you did.
Ridiculous.
Let's see. Shannon wants to know how often do we add members to the boss group? A few times a day, actually. So it's really just Teresa, Katie, and myself that go in and add people, and sometimes Christine. If you did not get added, make sure you send a message to one of us, because sometimes if you have a no profile or no profile picture, or you joined Facebook, you know, 5 minutes ago, and you have no information, we may not add you, because that's how the bots work. Like, you'll get somebody that just joined like last month and they're a member of 75 groups, and it's because it's a fake account. Yeah. So we try to cut down on the spam. So we do actually vet every single one. We don't just add automatically. So if you did not get added, and if you tried to add yourself within the last, you know, more than 12 hours ago, then please send one of us a message. You may have to ask again.
Teresa says she's clearing the queue right now. Here's the thing, like when I'm doing it, I don't take time to go and actually look at like your profile and stuff. What will get you quickly in is if I see you're in multiple similar groups with me, because I'm looking for some sign that you actually are a reseller and you're not just, so if you belong to 5,000 groups and like none of them are reseller groups, probably
pretty sure it's a bot, so you don't get in. But but if we're not like trying to, but if it says real people out at all, we're not. You know, we let anybody in. You can hate us and you're in the group. It doesn't matter. We have several people in the group that don't like us. It doesn't matter.
But we totally get that. Like, some of you are joining just to be in our group, joining Facebook just to be in our group. So if you have, or you just have a super locked down profile, which I totally get. Some people want to have their profile be super private. So if you are somebody like that, just make sure you contact us and be like, hey, here's my name on Facebook. Could you please let me in? I've had to do it a few times, and it's fine.
Yeah.
So
let's see. I'm not a bot. No, you're not. Probably not. Let's see. What do we have here? Katie, you have a question from Amanda.
Okay. Looking through a huge rack of t-shirts, what can I scan for quickly to dose the vintage one? Like, what sticks out? So, you know, for me, it's like you're still going to miss a lot, but if you can only go super fast, do look for an extra thick collar.
Keep talking. I'll try and grab one from your stack.
Yeah, I got a whole stack over there. Like, you want to see like an extra thick collar, and if you can go a little bit slower, you can look at the sleeves and see if it has single stitch. So like, this is not a vintage t-shirt, it's double stitched. But you're still going to miss some good ones that way. So, but that is like a quicker way to do it.
Collar.
Yeah, so
differences. The black one is a thick.
Yeah, so this is you can see, I mean, there's ones that are even thicker than this, but this is like a nice, you know, thick collar. It's just, and then it's got, if you look at the sleeve, see how the sleeve is, see if you can see it there. It's like a single stitch instead of a double stitch. So it just, you know, let me see. I have one right here that's got a double stitch. So this is like a double stitch. Now here's the thing, and there's a nice little stain there. The thing though is that I've gotten double stitch t-shirts from the 80s, so you're gonna miss that one. But that's something you can look for really quickly. But I've gotten to where I can recognize a vintage tag really easily. So when I'm going through t-shirts, I'm basically doing this. Like I'm barely looking at what the front of it says because I can skip past the ones that are.
Yeah, the other thing that's good too is the you can look real quick for ringer tees. You know, when it's got a collar, if it's a different color, that's a a good sign of a vintage shirt. If you find
there's a lot of them though that are retro now.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
But it is
that's a good way to that stands out
yeah.
that you can pull, because I know that draws me first, and then I'll look to see if it's a real one or if it's old or new. Let's see.
Well, I don't remember who said it, but somebody made a really good point that like, hey, if you're in a huge rush, but you want to look at t-shirts, look at the black ones first because those are the ones that are more likely to be band t-shirts.
It's true.
And or like like Harley Davidson, stuff like that. So that's a good point too.
Charles Marlin asked, what's the group name on Facebook? First time newbie. Look at the bottom of this video. There's a link to the Facebook group. It's called the Boss Facebook group.
Yeah. If you scroll down, you might have to you'll have to click on it. It says show more underneath my name.
Oh, and Teresa put a link there for you too.
Yeah. So it's the Boss Facebook group. But anyway, but this is an AMA. You guys are already asking questions. So an AMA is Ask Me Anything. It's kind of like a Reddit thing, which is why it's not AUA, Ask Us Anything. But AMA, basically a Q&A. So No Pants Friday. It's kind of like no agenda. You can ask any questions you want. It doesn't have to be reselling related. Obviously, a lot of them are going to be. But if you want to ask us silly questions, whatever you want, we'll try to answer them. We like this show because we just get to hang out and be silly. I mean, I'm silly all the time.
Do you get the shirts even if they're faded? It does depend on the shirt. Sometimes, yes.
It depends.
It depends. And if it's a shirt that you know is only going to sell for 10 or 15 bucks and it's real faded, no.
It really, really depends because for instance,
what it is.
Going back to band t-shirts, vintage band t-shirts from the 80s and 90s, especially like rock and stuff like that, they can be destroyed, and that actually makes them more valuable to a certain degree. Like I sold a 90s Metallica t-shirt that was stained. It was ripped and holes everywhere, and I sold it on Etsy for $80. I had another one. I've had multiple ones where they were just destroyed. Now, a regular t-shirt that's all ripped up, no one's going to want that. So, I mean, there's a lot of nuances to buying and selling t-shirts because in some cases, staining is acceptable and some it's not.
Some it's not. Yeah,
if it has a grease stain in the middle of it, it's just a regular vintage t-shirt.
Yeah, nobody wants that. Let's see.
Okay, so Rosie's Closet. Can you talk a bit about California Proposition 65? I'm so confused as what I need to put in my listings. Listen, if you do not have 10 employees, you are exempt. All right. So I'm pretty sure that nobody who is watching this show right now, employees. So you do not need to put anything in your listings. Do not worry about it.
If you have 10 employees or fewer, including yourself, you don't need to, it doesn't concern you.
Don't worry about it. It's basically, so Prop 65, I think it's been around since like the 70s or the 80s. It's been around for maybe the mid-80s, 85, I think.
It has to do with the chemicals in the product that you're selling may have cancer-causing agents.
Yeah.
Well, to be quite frank, almost anything in the world has cancer-causing agents in it because all cancer is a free radical cell that is destroyed, and cells can be destroyed by millions and millions of things. So you have to be really careful about what you're selling that have chemicals in it for the most part. But honestly, again, if you have fewer than 10 employees, don't worry about it. Just ignore it. And we're not ignoring the Ask Me Anything questions today.
Teresa, crybaby pee-pee pants.
When are we going to put something on the wall behind you? Well,
I was just talking about this. I even downloaded the Michaels app. So maybe tomorrow we can go to Michaels. I need to go to Michaels because it's pretty much the cheapest place I can go to get those vinyl record frames. And I want to get 6 of them because I think I have a bunch of posters and stuff too, but I've been collecting vinyl records recently. They're all sound like movie soundtracks and stuff like that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 6 of those frames up, and I want to rotate my vinyl records through there. So when I get new ones, I'll put different ones up because I think it'd be fun because then it would always be changing. So maybe, thanks for reminding me, tomorrow maybe we can go to Michael's and pick some of those up.
I need to finish up working on the rock spare bedroom now, since I've got a comforter set that I bought for there. I've got some things to hang up. So I need to get her alone for an hour to help me hang stuff up, because that's nearly impossible to do. So we're going to do that tomorrow too.
Okay. Stacy from Right Brain Boutique. I have a huge death pile and seem to get stuck on the, I quote, I need to do all hard goods on white backdrop before going on to clothing. Anyone else do this? Here's the thing. Now, I don't deal with death piles just because of the way I work. I like to get all my stuff done in a relatively reasonable amount of time. But I will say, now I only do clothing, but let me just tell you how I do it. So I mainly do t-shirts, jackets, sweatshirts, sweaters. You know, sometimes I'll do shoes. So I get my pictures done. I like to do all of my pictures. But when I go to actually list them, I do my jackets first, because those are pretty much going to be the higher valued items. I do my higher value stuff first, and you should be doing the same thing when it comes to photographing, when it comes to listing. Get the stuff, because especially if you're somebody who has death piles. I mean, I would love it if you would, like, you know, buckle down, get rid of those death piles and do it. But most likely this is going to be like an ongoing thing that you struggle with. So if nothing else, if you can retrain yourself to always list your most highly valuable items first, I think that you'll be way better off, because then that means your good stuff's always live. So at least you're selling that.
Yeah.
What are you pointing at?
Well, first, Amanda says, how much of the item description on eBay is searchable? I think they said like the first 40 characters or something like that. In addition to the title, I heard it's only the first part of the text the algorithm looks at. I'm not sure that it's the algorithm that looks at it, but when it comes up as mobile, if you're looking at a mobile description on something, it pulls up only certain things in your description to put on that first view of mobile until you have to click on, you know, see details or see more. So I think you want to, like, in much in the same way you want to front load your title with information, you want to front load your description with the information. That's the best way that I could describe it.
Yeah. Reg 1602, you have several of those record frames. I potentially want them. Like, would you email me a picture of them so I can see what the style is? Because, you know, I've seen like a couple of different styles and I have like an idea in my head of what I want. So if it works for me, then I would totally like come to wherever you need me to come to. Obviously, you're local. So, I'd be totally down for that. So send me a picture. All right, we're
this weekend, just like us. So happy anniversary, Jerry and Brenda.
Yay! Well, what are some of the questions that Teresa's been asking?
Teresa was asking, she didn't have too many.
She's got all of her little, I don't know. Oh, she was asking about the wall.
Well,
she also asked, what's something you can do that most people can't? You got anything? Something you can do that most people can't?
I read really fast. Not quite speed reader, but I'm a very, very quick reader. A lot of people don't like to read or can't read quickly or don't comprehend. And I can read a 500-page novel in a night.
Nerd. I'm actually a fast reader too. I've always been a very, very fast reader.
What do you spend way too much money on? Inventory.
I mean, is that really, but you're getting it listed. So it's not like,
true.
See, to me, if you're spending too much on inventory and then you're not listing it, then yes, that's a problem. You're spending too much money on inventory.
And yes, Michael's has a 40% off coupon. That's why she wanted to go to Michael's.
That's why I got the app on my phone. Or if you are paying too high a price for items that don't sell for, you're not getting enough of an ROI. But everything you buy, you get listed within the week usually, and it's usually got really good ROI.
It sits, but it'll sell. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. What do I spend too much money on? I mean, I don't really collect, like I used to collect a lot. Like I collected music and then I collected movies, and it's like, yeah, I'm starting to collect again. Like I bought some Blu-rays today when we were out at an estate sale, but it was like they were $2 each. No, they weren't even that. They were $1.50 each, and I got 7 of them. And that to me was like, woo, I'm spending a lot of money on myself right now. So I mean, you know what, maybe we probably spend too much money eating out.
Yeah, that's fair.
We probably waste money on, you know, food that we don't need to.
We could probably stay home and cook more.
Yeah.
But we work so much that by the end of the day, it's like 7, 8 o'clock. I'm like, oh crap, who wants to cook now?
Yeah, pretty much.
So that does happen. I end up spending, the only thing I spend money on for myself is probably clothes, but the only thing I spend a lot of money on, dresses. I love pinup dresses. and I probably spend more money than I should on those. I have a closet full of them, and I really only get to wear them every once in a while. I mean, some people will dress like that every day, all day, and that's just too much work for me to get that dressed up every day. So I tend to do it like maybe once a month.
I spend no money on clothes.
Yeah, very little.
I thrift everything and stuff like that. If I do spend money on clothes, the only thing I really like to spend like higher dollar amounts are shoes. But even shoes, it's like I can go to outlet stores, or it's like there's not really any reason to be spending like high amounts of money.
Yeah, I don't spend a ton.
Deb Smith wants to know if I've ever considered dyeing my hair green. I don't know if the green would be so great. I've only ever dyed my hair once in my whole life, and it was just blue. So, and it wasn't like blue. It was like this really, really dark, like midnight blue. And I think my sister did it, and she put like she bleached a couple of spots and then did the whole thing. So it just made my hair look darker, and then you could see in certain areas it was blue. It looked I thought it looked cool.
I could do that for you.
Yeah, I don't really want to do it again. Yeah.
She won't let me.
Well, I don't want to have my hair recolored. I'm okay. Yeah, I used to spend too much on coffee because when I was back in Oregon, I was right down the road from Dutch Brothers. I love Dutch Brothers, and there was one coffee that I would get every single morning, pretty much. So I was spending like $4 every morning on coffee. However, I will say, I know you'll find this shocking, but I did befriend the Dutch Brothers kids, and because I was there.
I already know that.
Well, I know, but
because I met them.
Yeah, but so even though I was spending that on coffee every day, it's like they would give me 3, 4, 5 stamps every time I went in there, or they'd give me a couple of free stamp cards. So I was seriously, it was like I would buy 3, get 1 free instead of like the normal buy 10, get 1 free. So I don't know. So I probably wasn't spending that much.
Do we ship out of the house or warehouse? We both ship out of the house. We keep all of our inventory here and ship out of our home here. We don't have a warehouse. Although we're actually about to take over a friend's garage instead of getting a storage unit. I'm taking over a part of a friend's garage to move some overstock.
We were going to offer to pay, which they wouldn't have let us pay anyway. But then I had the great idea because they were talking about how their garage is just kind of a mess and they have too much stuff in there and blah, blah. And
they have a 3-car garage.
Yeah. And I was like, how about this? And this is our friends Derek and Amber. So Derek Big Fish, who may or may not pop in here at any moment. I was like, how about this? We will come and hang out with you for a day and help you reorganize your whole garage so that you can actually access stuff and everything. And then we can just keep like a little corner of it to store a bunch of our stuff, which is just gonna be like our personal stuff and like the holiday stuff.
Which is probably going to
need access to.
Probably take up 1/2 of one of their 3-car bays, I think.
Yeah,
is our stuff, and we only need to get it like once or twice a year.
Right, and then that way
it'll
make it so that our garage is pretty much only inventory, but it's going to free up a lot of space. So I think it'll be nice.
And Brooks, I think that's a great idea. Thinking about getting a warehouse and splitting the cost with other sellers in the local area. I would vet your sellers really well and be real careful about who you split that cost with, because obviously everyone's going to have equal access to their stuff. But I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because it's expensive. Like we were looking, and it's like to get a 5x5, which is not very big, as I'm sure you guys know. Like I'm 5'10", so I wouldn't even be able to like lie down across.
That's about $60 a month, and then it was like almost $150 to get a decent size, like 10x12 or 10x15.
Oh my God, that's a lot.
With climate control, so I'm like, meh.
Yeah, and Derek and Amber live like literally, like you can walk over to their house, so they're super close. So it just makes sense. Like. And we'll be helping them out by organizing their garage for them. So
I mean, we have a 2-car garage and all of our inventory is in there now. But honestly, we both have very decent sized stores. I have 2,500 items. Katie has almost 2,000 items. We're at our max capacity right now. So if we pull out all of our personal stuff and a lot of my Christmas stuff, I have a ton of Christmas decorations. Some of you may have heard this already. I have 5 Christmas trees. I decorate like Santa Claus threw up in my house. So I have a lot of Christmas stuff. So just moving that out of our garage will give us the room that we need. Yeah.
Brooks, I was thinking that this is something they could do. They're going to have the ability to lock their inventory in cages. So they'll have like a big warehouse.
Yeah.
It'll be all cages.
So if you have cages and so, that's awesome. I think that's a great idea.
All right. Ronnie wants to know, they say, maybe I'm spending too much time ironing men's shirts and editing photos of said shirts. Wrinkles show like crazy. Will you guys discuss your process briefly? Okay. I steam everything. Now I'm looking into getting a better steamer so it goes a little more quickly, but it doesn't take me too long, and that works. I will say I've had a couple.
See, there's Derek.
I've had it. There we go. Hey, Derek. He says I have garage space I can spare. You will once we get stuff moved around. Okay, so I've had a couple people since we've been talking about the whole me getting a new steamer thing. I've had a couple people recommend, I think it's Downy has a wrinkle release spray. And I think Glenda is one person that said something about it. And then Scott, one of our boss group members, said something about it. Basically, it's a spray. You can just spray it and you can you pull the wrinkles out, or you can spray it and throw it in the dryer. What's happening?
I'm laughing at Thrifty Santa. I did not throw up in your house. Ho, 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 Santa.
Anyway, or you can spray it and throw it in the dryer. The people who have recommended this swear by it, say it's great. I'm going to get some. We're going to go to the store today anyway, so I'm going to grab a bottle. Do we?
Yes.
Why didn't you tell me this?
I didn't know you were looking for it.
This is literally like yesterday it came out. So I'm going to try. I am going to try it. I will report back, guys. But I will say, Rodney, you do not want to be editing your photos afterwards if you can help it. So whatever you need to do to set up your process so that once you're done taking pictures, that's it, and they're just ready to upload. I'm telling you, that will cut out so much time. You don't want to be wasting time editing.
I don't edit photos. I also don't iron anything. I don't even steam anything. Although I will say I did have Dana steam 3 or 4 shirts this week for me because they were a little too wrinkly, dress shirts.
I don't like seeing wrinkles in pictures. It bugs me. It bugs me a lot. So when I see other people's listings,
wait.
Can I get a super chat song in Rocky Horror Picture Show style?
Is one of my favorite movies ever.
From Amanda Franklin. How about this? How do you do, I? So you've met my pink handyman. I don't know what else to say, but
the time warp.
I'm just a sweet super chatter from Super Chat. Albania. I don't know. That was like probably the worst one ever.
That's really bad. Wait, there's really also how
about super chat me? I want to get super chatty.
Oh my Lord.
That was like a 2 for 1, Amanda. That was like 2 terrible Rocky Horror songs for 1. But yeah, Rodney, I was
thinking time warp, so
in my journey to cut down on the time it takes me to photograph stuff, like I said, I'm going to test out the Downy stuff and see if that works for me, because I do like 30, 40 t-shirts in a row. So I'm going to have to figure out like what the best way is to do that, because I'm going to have to figure it out. So I will get back to you guys, or I'm going to get a bigger steamer that is not as problematic as mine is. But really, it doesn't take me that long to steam my stuff. It's just because it goes on and off.
And so. Heather, I'm not dancing. I'm doing one super chat song, and that's Sunday. People keep turning it into something else.
You're right. Glenda said, let's do the super chat again. Let's do the super chat again.
First chat to the left.
A chat
to the left.
A chat to the left.
And then a chat to the right. Bad.
Cheryl wants to know if the Downy smells. I don't know. Does it have a smell?
I haven't used it.
The wrinkle release. I'll check it out. And Reg says, I heard the wrinkle releaser at Dollar Tree works just as well.
Well, hey, I'm all about the Dollar Tree.
Well, apparently we already have the Downy, so I am going to test it out and see how it goes, because it would be pretty cool. My whole thing is like, here's this. Okay. So I spray the shirts, throw them in the dryer, pull them out. Can I do like 10 shirts in a row? But when I stack them up, are they going to get wrinkly again? Or should I have something set up to hang them all? Like when I pull them out of the dryer?
Vintage says, yes,
like,
it does have a smell.
Yeah.
Spray bottle in the dryer.
We'll try it.
See, I tend to just like, I spray everything with a damp thing or a damp towel and throw it all in the dryer. I'm all about Teresa. That's what I do, the Teresa easy way.
Let me show my shirt again. This is my shirt. Dana thrifted it for me. There you go. So again, I want to get back to this real quick. Guys. Okay, so I do a photo session where I need to do 30 t-shirts. Do I do it in batches of 10 where I spray all 10, throw them in the dryer, pull them out, and then how do I make sure they don't get wrinkly before I photograph them? Do I hang them up? Do I have like something set up where I can have 10 t-shirts hung up? What do you think?
I don't know.
Are you listening to me at all?
Yeah, I am listening. Yes.
I'm trying to get advice here. Okay, so Teresa says 10 at a time, hashtag easy peasy. So yeah, right. I'll try it out. We'll see. Yeah, see, Glenda, spray and pull fabric. I don't want to have to pull anything. So I'm going to try the spray and throw it in the dryer and see if that's enough.
She steams every single article of clothing, though. So that's the difference between her and I. T-shirts, jackets, and she doesn't do button downs. I steam nothing.
Yeah, I don't want any wrinkles. It's just, I don't know. I'm really weird about, like, I want it to look
spray
really,
all 10 on hangers, then pull to remove the wrinkles.
Yeah, my whole thing is that I'm always charging more than anyone else is for similar products. So I feel like if I'm going to charge a premium, I want my item to be the most appealing looking. So when they're looking at a t-shirt and they see, oh, this t-shirt, I have to pay $35.99 for it, but they can imagine themselves wearing it and it looks cool. I don't want it to have terrible lighting. I don't want it to be all wrinkly and crooked. And these are all things that people do all the time. And I get, like, if you have a good piece that everybody wants, like like, let's say a Harley Davidson 3D emblem, and they're going to know what it is and they'll pay for it. But you know what? They're more likely to pull the trigger if it looks fantastic, in my opinion.
Okay.
That's just me.
All right.
Yeah. Whatever.
I don't bother. Just saying.
Cheryl's said scent bad, but it makes me think of Young Frankenstein, and all I can hear her saying is scent bad.
I don't know what you're saying.
He says fire bad.
I am with you, Teresa. Spend your time steaming. I'll spend my time listing. I'm not steaming anything. To be fair, Katie is super fast at steaming every single thing, super fast at photography, but it's also because she's using the half man mannequin and it's shirts and jackets. And that's pretty much it. She's not dressing and undressing the mannequin like I have to do for like women's clothing. And I use, her stuff is real fast.
But I want to cut down that time. I think I can cut that time in half if I either get a better steamer or I try out this Downy thing and it works for me. Because if I can get that to work, then I will happily do that. But yeah, so doesn't matter.
See, I don't flat lay. I don't have anything set up to do the flat lay. I may look into that. I have looked into it, but as of right now, doggy fur. I don't need to be putting anything near the floor.
Plus, it's not
how much I Swiffer.
And Teresa, it's like you don't do a lot of clothes. For me, it's like I have a niche market, and it's like my store is known for men's clothing, vintage stuff, higher priced. Like I just have a certain look that I go for. And so for me, it's like I just have to have it that way. I get that, like, it's fine if other people don't want to do that, but it's important to me. So
yeah, you can steam anything that's dry clean only, although most of what Katie gets is not dry clean only. You can steam anything. The only thing I wouldn't steam that is dry clean only is silk. Personally, anything else you can steam.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, she says, but I'm not selling 25 t-shirts. Yeah, like I just yesterday got 34 t-shirts, and last week I had 65 t-shirts I took pictures of.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. It's a lot. And again, throw them in the dryer. But like I'm saying, is that if I'm doing, 3 dozen t-shirts, if you put them all in the dryer at once, aren't they just going to get wrinkled again? So yeah. Okay, so DJ says I steam t-shirts, hang them, and after pictures I fold. Good good call. So I'll figure that out. Anyway, sorry to take so long on the t-shirts,
talking about
guys.
Steaming of the t-shirts for like 10 minutes.
Whatever. Real Stitch, Jeez. Michaels. So if you go download the Michaels app, and there's pretty much always like
all their coupons are there. They're actually one of the only stores that actually keeps their coupons on their site. You don't have to go hunting for them to find something. So
yeah, for sure.
Heather, I don't know how to use a steamer either. So no, I don't think it's bad. I think it's real. I don't know how to use one. I had to have Katie steam a dress for me the other day because I didn't want to iron it.
Yeah.
And she did. So,
but see, when I very first started, I tried ironing, and I'm like, oh, this is not going to work for me because I hate ironing. Steaming is actually magical. So I'm totally cool with that. All right. So past the t-shirts and steaming story. I said create a door. I started 30-day free returns to keep top rated. But I've been listing a lot of holiday dresses lately. I'm a little nervous about pieces being worn and returned. Thoughts?
Well, is it stuff that's new with tags? If it's new with tags, it needs to be returned with the tags for them to get the full amount back.
Yeah. Or you can do a partial refund.
Or you can do a partial refund. That's one. And then I don't sell a significant amount of holiday dresses, so I can't really speak to seasonal things being returned. I definitely have seen an enormous increase in my returns with the free returns option. I have to say it did slow down in the past couple of weeks, but not by much. So realistically, I've had it going for 4 or 5 months now. Free return since they announced it. It does not look like it's something I'm going to keep up through Q4.
Yeah.
Personally, it's not working for me.
I've had no problem with it. But
I have not seen an increase in my sales at all, and I have quintupled my returns. So I'm speaking just for myself. Everybody needs to try this for their own business and see what works for them. But for me, if I were seeing a significant increase in sales, then that would offset it. In this case, it's not, I'm not seeing much. I'm just seeing a lot more returns. But what I have been doing is just not putting returns on a lot of things.
Yeah, and you can pick and choose. So let's say you've got whatever free returns in your whole store, and then you list 20 holiday dresses. Those 20 holiday dresses, you can have them be buyer paid returns. Just use a different return policy for them.
Right.
There's no reason why you have to have 100% of your items be free returns if you don't want to. So if there's something you think has a high likelihood of potentially being returned, then just, it's fine. You're just not going to get your discount on those listings.
Yeah. As Kara says, you can pick and choose what you offer free returns on. And I am starting to do that a little bit more diligently than I was before, because I had actually, when they first started, I just put free returns on almost everything. And I've had some real significant hits on things that I know would not have been returned had the buyer actually had to think about it for a minute and pay for returns. So free shipping and free returns, both are not a good combination on some things.
Yeah, but I think you should definitely try it, especially if you're somebody who has top rated. If you're getting that discount, just try it for a while, because you can at least go until you spend more on return shipping than you get in that 10% discount. Like, test it out, see how it works for you, because for me, like, I haven't had any issue with it.
It depends on what you sell. If you sell mostly men's clothing, you're going to be fine. You should offer it because it's going to increase your search results and your search ranking. So please do it
for sure.
If you're selling just women's clothing or just dresses or just jeans, maybe not, because those are the kind of things that do get returned on a lot more. I mean, jeans, women's jeans, I get a return probably 1 in 3 pair of jeans. And it's because if you're like me or like most women, you need to try on your jeans. I don't care who makes it. It's going to be the same brand and the same size that you already have in your closet. And unless it's the same exact cut, it's going to fit you differently. Yeah. So
I will say, so for any of you guys where this is like your first like real quarter for Q4 that you're going into, there's a couple of things I want to tell you about. First of all, as long as you've got like a decent amount of inventory, you are going to see an increase in sales. Okay. So you're going to enjoy that whole fourth quarter, making more money. It's going to be really awesome and exciting, but you also have to understand that you are going to see an increase in returns no matter what. And that's going to happen particularly, I mean, you see it more than I do, but
I actually do not have a significant increase in returns in fourth quarter at all. I never have.
I've had a little bit.
I'm betting now,
but I know a lot of people do.
With free returns, I'm betting now I will.
And especially if you sell on Amazon. I mean, I don't know, Teresa, if you're still here, you can weigh in and say what returns look like on Amazon in January. I'm assuming it's pretty bad. So you're going to see it happen. But here's the thing. So Tara just said, thinking about taking the return option off of anything silk. It seems like 1 in 3 silk items that are returned are damaged. Okay, first of all, I don't know if you mean like returns at all. So I would never, ever recommend somebody say no returns, because all you're doing is making it less likely people will buy from you. I don't buy from people who don't accept returns. A lot of buyers will not buy from you if you don't accept returns. So all you're doing is lowering your sales overall. As far as free returns go, the nice thing about doing free returns is they do give you the option to do a partial refund. So if somebody sends you something back and it's not in the condition that you sent it out, if they return a silk item and it's ruined, you get to do a partial refund or whatever it is that you need to do. And eBay has said that they will back you up because they really want us to be doing free returns. So that's part of it.
And I have been backed up. I will say Katie called for me last week because I had a real bad day. We all have those bad days, right? So about 2 weeks ago, and I had about $700 in returns come in about 2 days, and I had it up to here. I was that's it. I'm done.
But one of them,
I'm quitting.
But one of them was like a $200 item that they sent back, not in the condition that it had been sent out in. And it was the second time that had happened in like a month. And I'm like, I'm going to call for you. And she's like, they're not going to do it in that second time. And I'm like, yeah, they will. And so I called. I mean, I said I was Victoria, but I called concierge, and they were like, I don't know what they did with the buyer. Maybe they refunded them too.
I don't know.
But they put the money back in your account. And it's like, and I didn't have to fight them on it. Nothing. They saw the pictures that I uploaded of what the item looked like.
It was a 45-year-old vintage movie projector, and it was brand new in the box from Japan. It was, new old stock, and it sold for $200 and change. and I did free shipping. Well, it only went to Arizona, so it wasn't that bad. It was only like $15 shipping because it was a pretty heavy item. But the guy sent it back like smashed.
Totally jacked up.
Nowhere near new anymore.
But eBay backed you up, and you got your money back, and so
have the projector, which I just relisted with noting the flaws for less money.
And that's where I'm like, you know what? That's where the whole like best practices comes into play. Like if you are following the best practices, even if you're getting returns and it's like all these things that you fear, I'm telling you, my experience in the almost 3 years now that I've been selling on eBay, they always back me up. The one time I didn't get backed up was when something got lost in France. And it was because they had bought through eBay France, and that was pre-concierge.
I bet if you
it was pre-concierge, and it was also had something to do with like the two different France, the eBay France and eBay America are two separate. They have different rules, and it was really frustrating. And I hope that they've changed some of that since that situation happened. But that is the one time in 3 years, thousands and thousands of transactions that I've had something go wrong and not felt like I was taken care of. One time. So now I could have come up with all kinds of rules and policies and ways of doing things to somehow.
And it's gonna happen. You're gonna have a customer that's gonna send something back damaged, like Tara's saying. You're gonna have every once in a while. You're gonna have that item that you get screwed over on, whether it's by a customer or somebody not paying on something, whatever. It's going to happen. You've just got to understand that you cannot apply all of your rules and your way of doing business transactionally.
Right.
That doesn't mean that it's not frustrating. That doesn't mean that it doesn't tick you off, and that doesn't mean that you shouldn't take it to eBay.
Transactionally, it will drive you crazy. You will be upset because you have something returned that's $200 or whatever it is that happens. But it's the whole remove all obstacles philosophy that I have. It's like, I'm going to follow all the best practices. And this is me personally. I get like some things you're not going to want to do free returns on. I get it. But for me, I follow all of the best practices. I do free shipping. I do free returns. I do all of my own international shipping. There's all these things I do to make it as easy as possible for somebody to buy from me. Now I can set up all these rules and be like, okay, I'm not going to accept returns because I don't want people returning stuff to me. I'm going to accept returns. It's going to be buyer paid. And then I'm going to like put tags on all the clothing and tell them if they take the tags off that like, I'm not going to accept it. And so basically you're putting in your time, which time is money. So you're putting resources and time into something that questionable if it's going to do anything. And so you set up like all these little rules, or like, I'm going to restrict this country or this country, or I'm just not going to sell internationally at all. And then pretty soon the places you will sell your stuff to gets very tiny.
You're narrowing your buyers.
And the people that look at your stuff and want to buy from you, that pool of people gets even smaller, and then you're not making any money. Or you can open it up wide and trust the system and know that 95, 99% of the time it's going to be okay. And you're going to make a crazy amount more money and more sales that you're not even going to care as much when those couple of times happen. Okay.
I mean, and it happens, you're going to have that one or two times. Like I was frustrated. I had like 700. I had 3 huge items that had sold all within 10 days. All buyer wanted to send back for no apparent reason. And I had free shipping and free returns, and they were 3 heavy things. So I lost out on shipping both ways for all 3 of these items. And I was like, I was fed up. Everybody has those days. I was ready to, throw my whole business away and get a real job again. But and
I was like, don't leave me. I want to hang out with you at home.
And but eBay did back me up, and they have. And someone asked, did he return a different one? No, it was the same one, but he just like wasn't careful with how he put it back in the box and the cardboard. He bent a whole frame in the front and jacked something else up. Anyway, it's no longer new old stock when somebody jacks it up. I think he bought it and couldn't figure out how to work it, and then said it was broken, and it wasn't broken, and it's just a jerk buyer.
Nevada Vintage says that's crazy to take all your stuff. I mean, it's like along the same lines of like these people who think, okay,
I'm going to take a photograph.
I sold this thing, and now I'm going to film myself packing the box.
Yeah,
and then when they do something, I'll be like, but I got this film proof. And I'm like, okay, first of all,
nothing for nothing.
I can film myself packing a box with a PlayStation 3 and then turn off the camera, take that out and put some rocks in there. Like, it doesn't mean anything. Like it's not proof of anything. And so what you're doing is you're spending your time, which again, your time is worth money. That time you're filming your useless video of you packing a box could have been spent listing 3 more items, having that many more items available for sale. So quit trying to solve problems that either don't exist or putting more time and resources into solving a problem that doesn't, should it arise at some point, is not going to cost you the right equivalent amount to make it worth your solution.
It's like, it's a lot of people say they call it creating your own obstacles. That's what they call it in the sales industry in general, creating your own objections, holding your own objections. That's the kind of thing. When you're trying to overcome objections or create a sale or close a sale, don't put questions and things up in front of somebody that are not there. You're holding your own objections in your head. That's what they call that. So.
And again, any of you guys who have owned a brick and mortar store or worked a brick and mortar store in retail, you understand that the shrink they have to deal with is ridiculous. So if you are an online reseller and you have thousands of transactions a year, 2 or 3 things either being destroyed or coming up missing that aren't covered somehow by PayPal or by eBay.
Cost of doing business.
Not a big deal. It's much more, it's just like a brick and mortar store doesn't keep their doors locked and closed 24/7 to keep people from stealing from them. It's like you have a cost of doing business, and it's way cheaper when you're selling online. So quit worrying about stuff that may or may not happen. So that's all I'm saying. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Do we have any more actual questions? Thank you, Sweet Pea Ombre. It's actually just, I just took some purple and threw some purple in.
But while angrily saying Cheryl's name.
And put a little
Let's
bit
not
in
forget
the
that part.
bangs.
You were like, this is for Cheryl. She's going to love this purple in my hair. Right? No, that wasn't what happened. Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Do we have any more questions? You want to scroll back a little bit and see if there are any questions?
I'm sure there are, but it's called the Cheryl. I do give her a hard time about violently applying lotion, violently brushing her teeth. Like, I don't know anybody who like brushes their teeth as violently as she's just like.
I have clean teeth though, don't
I? It's possible to do it without, and it's like there's somehow like the toothpaste is like all over her face, like it's on her forehead. I don't know what's going on there.
Really? Thanks.
Okay, Lori wants to know, at what point do you consider dropping the price? 30 days, 60, 14?
Well, I run sales all the time. Katie is a lot like me as far as, I go for the slow dime over the fast nickel. So I know that a lot of people prefer to just flip stuff very quickly, and that's one business model. That's not my business model. There's not one that's better than the other. It all depends on what you're looking to do. Some people look to turn their stuff super quickly and they don't want to keep any inventory more than like say 90 days or 120 days. I don't do that. I don't really lower the price on things, but I do run sales. Once I put a price in, that's a pretty fair price, and I know that that's what I'm aiming to get for it, but I do run sales all the time. Like right now I'm running a 35% off sale, which is pretty high, and that's just to generate some sales because my sales have been really crappy this week. So that's about as high as I go, is like 35%.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll take even offers a little lower than that because I don't take best offer off when I put my stuff on sale. So that's too much of a pain.
Since the whole like 14-day wait before you can put stuff on sale, I lowered all my prices. So my starting prices are at a lower point. So now I go back and forth between 10 and 15% off sales. Also, I'm going through all my oldest listings. I used to do good till canceled, and I'd leave stuff up for a year and a half, 2 years, all the same price. I'm going through now and I'm ending all my oldest listings and doing sell similar and making them new listings again. I'm up to, I believe I've almost hit February of this year. And so I want to get to the point where nothing is older than 90 days. And so going forward with stuff I'm doing now, I'm looking at, okay, I didn't sell this and I'm kind of moving it. I have kind of preset kind of pricing levels that I do. And so if I see that something has sat for, let's say it's a t-shirt that I had priced at $35.99, and I'm like, okay, this has sat here for 90 days now. I'm going to drop it down to 29. I'm going to do the new listing, sell similar. So it's a whole new listing, but I'm going to start at $29.99. So I'm doing that for most of my stuff where I'm repricing it. There's a couple things where I'm like, I see there's a lot of watchers. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do a new listing for this. I'm going to keep it at the same price because I still think it's a good price. Maybe it just needs a fresh listing at a different time of year. So that's kind of how I'm approaching it.
Let's see. DJ with shoes. How do you store your used shoes after listing them? Do you put them in boxes or just lay them on the shelf? I'll answer this one where I have 4 50-gallon totes full of shoes. I probably have, I don't even know, you have to look at my store, but 300 or 400 pair of shoes listed. And they're almost all used. I tie the laces together, or I put a rubber band around the 2 of them, and I just throw them in totes. I have men's shoes,
had to do
boots, and then 2 for women's shoes.
I had to do her shipping while she was out of town. I couldn't handle the shoes. I could not handle the shoes. I have all of my, so I bought, I don't think I have one up here now, but I bought all these boxes that are all the same size to make it really easy to stack. You can go back some of my older, like very initial videos, and I show organizing all my shoes. And I actually put them in these boxes that can fit sometimes 2 pairs, 3 pairs of shoes. And then I label them.
Since we moved, right?
No, but nothing is in it. They're not in the bin. I need to like go, I've done some. But anyway, they're all in boxes, and because I don't like the idea of them being, the weight of them being piled on each other. So I don't do it that way. But Teresa had a good question.
About movies?
No, well, yeah, what movie can you watch over and over without getting tired of it?
I'm actually with Teresa on one of them. Shawshank Redemption is one. It's one of my absolute favorites. Schindler's List, Top Gun, Dirty Dancing, Pretty Woman. Those are probably like my 5 favorite movies of all time.
Okay, I will just answer the question. I can't say what my favorite movie is because I am obsessed with movies, and it just depends on, like, I have to know, like, well, what genre are you talking about? But even then, it's like always going to be shifting. I will say one movie that I've always found myself going back to again and again and again is American Werewolf in London. It's one of my favorite movies ever. It was one of the very first movies that really combined true horror with comedy as well. And at the time, people didn't really know what to do with that because it does have its scary moments, but it also has some very funny moments. Frank Oz is in it, the voice of Miss Piggy. So yeah. That is definitely one of my favorite movies, but I have like so many. Basically, if you ever get into a conversation with me about movies, every 5 minutes, I'll be like, ooh, this one's a favorite of mine, blah, 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 blah. Oh, that one's my favorite movie, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just, yeah, I like movies. That's basically it. She had another one that I thought was good. What's the most impressive skill you have?
I think I'm a pretty good singer.
Yeah.
Not that you'd know it from this show, but I guess
you're pretty good.
That's a skill, right? I mean, I think I'm a pretty good singer.
You're pretty good. I would say, I don't know if it's kind of hard to quantify, but I think one of the skills that I appreciate.
Bragg says I have no skills. That's not true. I'm sure you have lots of skills.
Napoleon Dynamite, the guy who is the lead in that is from Salem, Oregon, which is where I used to do all my sourcing because I grew up in a little town called Sublimity, which is about 15 miles east of Salem. Anyway, so one of my skills that I really appreciate is my ability to learn very quickly. I pick up new knowledge.
Okay, that's true for me too.
Can we talk about my skill before you say, yeah, me too?
Yeah, you're awesome.
Rude. Anyway, I pick up new things very, very quickly. And not only do I pick up new things really quickly, I'm able to take what I pick up and apply them to other areas. So I think I have pretty good critical thinking skills. And so for instance, I started, my first sale on eBay was in December of 2015. I really didn't get to a full-time inventory until October of 2016. And I was making a full-time living by that point. I won the Shine Award in the middle of 2017. It's like, I very quickly understand what it is I need to be doing and how I can do better at it. And I don't know. I don't know how you say this is my skill, but that's one of the things I'm able to do.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I'm very much like that. We've both always risen to be the leaders or the boss or a manager, supervisor, or owner, whatever position we've either had and whatever.
Pretty much every job ever been.
Yeah, same here. So I guess that's a skill, right?
I think so.
Be a leader.
I think so. Honestly, it used to be maybe up until maybe 15, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, it used to be that you get you figure out what you're going to do with your life. You get your degree, you go to a trade school, you train under somebody or an apprentice, whatever you have to do. You go work at this factory or you go work for this company. And that's what you do for the next 20, 25, 30 years of your life. You buy your house, you have your family, you take care of your kids, you retire, and everything's all good.
Mm-hmm.
I think that has changed probably within the last 20 years. That has changed drastically because of just how our world is different. And now I think if you are not adaptable, if you are not able to take your skills that you have and apply them to different areas, you're in a lot of trouble. You're going to hit a point where you're going to no longer be able to work wherever you're working, and you're not going to be employable somewhere else.
Right.
And so adaptability, I mean, I guess that's not quite what I'm saying when I talk about like picking up new things, but adaptability is like a super important skill to have. And if you feel like you don't have it, then now's the time to train yourself, because a lot of it just has to do with being so resistant to change that you don't keep your mind open to new ideas and new things, or not being able to recognize that the skills you have are actually transferable. Some people think that because all their experience is in this one area, they're no good at anything else. And I don't think that's necessarily true. I think a lot of the skills that you learn for a specific task or career is actually super transferable if you step back and look at what it is exactly that you're good at. So yeah. Long question or long answer.
Very long.
As per usual.
She just.
Sorry, I'll keep my answers to 2 words. Okay.
Lori, I don't have any tips for you on how to reduce the photographing chrome reflection thing. Just make sure you have your pants on when you take pictures.
Hey-o. Hey-o.
That's all I got to say about that.
If you're going to get body parts in the picture, have pants on. I know I'm telling you to have pants on, and trim your toenails. That's all I'm saying. I've seen horrible things. I've seen horrible things online.
Horrible. Frenchie, you know what? I don't know. We're new YouTubers ourselves, so I don't know. I guess just don't get. She said, "How do I scroll back up?"
Oh, how to stay positive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just stick to buy, sell, ship.
Just stay positive.
Well,
just stay positive.
Don't
get involved in the. I guess the reseller drama. Does that make sense?
Well, it does, but I would also say, because I bet so Stacy from Braid Boutique, like she just started a YouTube channel recently as well. Mm-hmm. Hers, I think, is more about makeup and stuff like that. So she probably is very well versed in the world of YouTube, the YouTube community that's around makeup artists and stuff like that. So she could probably back me up here that it really doesn't matter what community you're in. It's prone to drama. That is just human nature. And I think particularly in an online world, you can look on YouTube at any particular, whether it's like people who like to play video games online, people who are into reselling, people who are into makeup, people who are into XYZ. If the community gets big enough, I guarantee you they have their drama. And man, the makeup world is probably one of the worst. I can tell you that. So it's out there. So it's just a matter of you deciding what it is that you want to focus on. So for us with this channel from the very beginning, it has been about being positive. It's been about helping people. With the Boss Facebook group, it's about building a community of people that are taking control of their own lives and bossing up. And so that's
another 20-minute answer.
How do I stay positive when I have somebody being so negative next to me all
you know that you talk 95% of the time.
All the time, okay? Fine. Anyway, what I was saying...
This is why every show is an hour and a half, because an hour and 20 minutes is Katie talking.
Yeah. But my point is, when I'm talking about positivity, and you're just tearing me down. You're tearing me down. Ryan and Allie would never do that. They would never do that. They wouldn't do that to me. Anyway, you need to decide what it is you want to focus on. And here's the thing, Frenchie, here's the thing. I honestly believe that the people who bring, you know, in any community that bring a lot of drama, you know, they want to get a lot of views, a lot of clicks. It works in the moment. It works short term, but I don't think it's sustainable. And if you look at some of the people who have seen the most success, look at, you know, like Rally Roots, who they're growing like crazy and they keep things pretty positive. If you look at, you know, some of the biggest YouTubers out there, like Jenna Marbles, who I love, I think she's really funny, and her boyfriend Julian, they keep things super positive. And she's been around for 10 years now, if not more. And I think that it's more sustainable in the long run.
I can't even imagine the vegan YouTube world. Oi is right.
Oh,
I can't even imagine.
Oh, yeah. The vegan YouTube world is, so speaking of, was it Jennifer who says she watches us and she's not even a reseller?
Uh-huh.
There was a while where I was getting sucked into the vegan YouTube world because even though I'm not vegan, I've never been vegan. Let me tell you, drama is drama and you will get sucked in. But you know what? I got sucked in for like a couple of weeks, maybe a month, where I was watching a lot of them because I was really interested. And then you just get worn out and it's too much. You can't handle anymore.
I think Lorna's right.
Watching.
I think I need to get you a game timer. When the sand is up, I get to talk.
I'll just sit over here and wait for my next opportunity to do a super chat from.
Stacey, I think you're right. I think you need to have positive people in your life around you to help you stay happy. Do videos that you have fun doing. Talk about things you like to talk about. And how to, what was the other question there? Amanda asked, how do I take myself less seriously? Find yourself a Katie, I guess. I don't know. I am a super serious person for the most part. And she definitely has made me loosen up and be sillier and not take myself as seriously. Just look at the face she's making right now because she's trying to not talk. No. She's making that face all because she's trying to not talk for 5 seconds.
I was reading what somebody asked. Amanda said, "How do I take myself less seriously?" I was just
answering the question.
Oh, okay. She's sorry. I was thinking about what I was going to say with the. She said, "Katie, share your secrets." Here's the thing, and Vicky. I mean, Vicky's really only known me for like a little over a year, but she knows this deep down in her soul. My secret is that I don't care.
That's true.
I don't care. Now, when I say I don't care, I care about people, but I don't care what people think. Because here's the thing. Hold on a second. Hold that thought. I'll come back to it because I have about 10 minutes I can do on it. Leo Men. Woo!
You have about 10 minutes.
We got the Leo Men chat. Here's a super chat. Here's a super chat. Woo, woo. Here's a super chat. Here's a super chat. Woo, woo. Leo Men chat. Leo Men chat. Woo, woo. Super chat. Super chat. Woo, woo.
Oh, my Lord.
See, DJ likes my rant. Okay. Seriously, I think this is really important, okay? So please, as Linda
Here we go again.
As Linda says, don't be a needle in my field of balloons, okay? Okay? I have this is super.
I'm gonna go bake a cake.
Listen,
I'll come back.
Listen, this is something you need to internalize what I'm going to tell you right now because it is very, very, very important. Okay? Anybody, if you worry about what other people are going to think, how other people view you, here's what you need to understand. At all times, people are judging you. Okay? And here's what I mean. You have pink hair. There's people who are like, I can't believe she's got pink hair.
They say that to me.
You don't have pink hair. There's people like, oh, she's so boring. You dress up. There's somebody who's like saying like, oh, who does she think she is? You don't dress up. They're like, oh, look at that slob. There is always going to be somebody who disagrees with how you look, what you do, if you're in this clique or that clique, there's always going to be somebody on the other side who looks at you and is probably thinking, ugh, like people look at me and like, ugh, does she want to be a man or something? Ew. It's like, okay, if they're always going to be disagreeing with me, then why don't I just do what I want to do and enjoy myself? Like, who cares? Who cares? And 95% of the time, nobody else cares what you're doing either. They don't even have a thought about it because they're too busy thinking about themselves like we all do.
It's that expression that people say that what you think about me is none of my business.
Yeah.
I think mostly women are the people that have this problem. We internalize everything. It's just human nature. Women tend to internalize everything. If somebody doesn't like me or somebody is angry with me, I'm like, what did I do? What did I do? Why do they feel that way? Where Katie is very much like a man in that way. I've never known another woman that is truly this way. Some say it, but I don't know a lot that actually feel this way. And I've said this about her. She has an amazing self-confidence that I wish I had a tenth of what she has. But if somebody doesn't like her or someone has a problem with her, she's always like, they're lost. What the hell's the matter with them? I'm pretty great. And she means it. She means it. She believes it. And it's true. I agree with her. But I think as women, we tend to internalize that stuff. And we go, where are we lacking? What did we do wrong? What's wrong with me? Why doesn't somebody like me? What did I do wrong? When reality, we tend to focus on that kind of stuff. But what we really should be focused on are the people that do like you, that do love you, that do accept you 100% for who you are and what you bring to this world, good, bad, and indifferent, because we all have people like that in our lives. But we tend to focus on the ones that don't like us for whatever reason, or have the bad things to say or judge us in some way. And that's human nature.
Mm-hmm.
It's a crappy thing that's human nature. I'm trying to get better at it as I get older.
But there's always going to be people who judge you. And if they're judging you, then why does it matter to you? Because you don't care what they think.
Right.
And so if you know that there are always going to be people to do that, then why waste your time changing your behavior for them only to make somebody else judge you because now you changed your behavior. So my whole thing is it's like, I'd rather spend time just assuming I can do whatever I want. And it makes me pursue things that other people might not have the balls to pursue. And it's like, you know, I say the whole thing of like, I get what I want. That's not actually true. But here's the thing. It's not actually true. However, because I have that attitude, I probably do 85, 90% of the time because I assume I'm going to get what I want. And so I act in a way that is assuming that's going to happen. And so I take those chances because to me, they're not chances. I take those risks. I go out and do what I want to do. And sometimes I do fail, but guess what? I'd rather have tried and had it not work out because a lot of times it actually does work out for me. So why not?
Yeah. DJ says her hubby is like Katie and she's like, be quiet. I'm actually not quiet if you know me. Even if you don't know me, I'm not quiet. I'm just not quite as outgoing as Katie is to people I don't know. I'm getting there. I'm getting better at it. It's not that I'm not friendly. It's just if you don't come and talk to me first, I'm not generally going to put myself out there, but I'm getting better at that. That's more of it just being, I guess, shy if I'm not with people that I know. But if you do know me, I don't shut up. I'm not shy. I'm not quiet. I am kind of funny and silly, but I'm less likely to make myself look foolish than Katie really doesn't care. Like she's like, I don't care what I look like, or you know.
Well, if I like it, who cares? Who cares?
You know, the perception.
She changed. Okay, we went out the other night, guys. She's like, oh, we're like wearing the same thing. I got to go change, guys. We were both wearing black tops and blue jeans. That is weird. Okay, nobody dresses like that. And if we go out together, people are going to notice. So she went, but she said something. I'm like, okay, who cares? I was wearing a black t-shirt. She was wearing like a black girly top.
It was a t-shirt.
She went, changed her whole outfit. And I'm like, thank God, because people were going to be talking about us behind their backs. It was going to be horrible. And I'm just like, who cares? I'm more likely to be like, to show up somewhere and be like, oh my God, we're wearing the same thing. That is awesome. High five it out.
I don't know.
Just saying. Yeah, Tara says I need to give that speech to middle schoolers. Listen, kids, everyone's going to judge you no matter what. So just let it go and be yourself.
Lori said this feels like a double date watching with my hubby today. You need to get out more. go out with your hubby on a real
like the best double date ever.
Come on now.
We're a pretty awesome double date. We like to go bowling. We like to go gambling.
We do like to go bowling.
We need to do that again.
My shoes said that the other night too.
My shoes are getting dusty, you guys.
We need to go bowling. We need to go bowling with the boys because they're more fun.
Yeah,
they were a lot of fun. Anyway, what do we have to do today? We're not that exciting. Today is what, Friday? So
we're gonna work.
Maybe we're working. Yeah, we're working.
We need to go to the grocery store.
We're going to the grocery store. And maybe I can convince her to do a little thrift shopping for date night tonight. Who knows?
Maybe so. We need to do our shipping. Usually we do it in the morning, but we went to yard sales that we're doing the show. So we have to do our shipping right after this. And then that means that we're probably gonna have to take our stuff to the post office.
Woo, Betsy Lou joins live.
Wait, what? Betsy Lou joins live. Wait, I'm gonna know, what's this name? B Snutch Prizzle? B Snutch Prizzle, yo! Breaking out with the $2 super chat for B Snutch Prizzle. The B Snutch Prizzle.
You need to rap it because that's a rap name.
I'm kind of B Snutch Prizzle in the house, throwing down $2 super chat. It doesn't have to rhyme because it's freestyle, so it can be however I want to be super chat.
That was terrible. Sorry, she owes you a $2 super chat because that was bad. And how do I spell Vicky? Thank you for asking, Amanda. I was just talking about this today. Half of my friends do not spell my name right. It's so weird. But it's Vikki. It's the first way you said it. So, anywho.
Rags wants us to do a bowling meetup.
B Snitch Prizzle from Wisconsin. Wisconsin does not sound like the rap mecca of
whatever
America, but that's a great rap name.
I mean, Wisconsin's kind of close to Michigan, and isn't what's his name from Detroit?
Mm-hmm.
So
8 Mile.
Which, by the way, I don't know. Listen, I could not stand Eminem for a long time, but as I've gotten older, I've actually gotten more into hip hop. I actually do like some hip hop, and I have.
Jamie got it.
I've grown an appreciation. And anyway, I heard that he just like totally busted out like without people realizing it was going to happen. What are you doing? You're ripping apart my bottle here. That belongs to me. No respect for other people's property.
Yes, that's me.
Anyway, he just busted out a new album yesterday that people weren't expecting. And
Who?
supposedly it's Eminem.
Really?
She doesn't even listen to me.
Watching from Ireland.
Nice.
On the bucket list. Haven't been there yet. And Jamie Silvers has it exactly correct. Vicky, like Nikki Sixx. You are absolutely correct. I changed my name to spell it like Nikki Sixx because I was a huge Motley Crue fan. I still am.
And then she finally met Nikki Sixx, and you know what she did? She stepped on his foot, almost broke his toe, made him go, ow!
I did.
Which I kind of like. How rock and roll is that when a girl steps on your foot and you go, ow!
Nikki Sixx and Ricky Rocket, actually, my two favorite groups. Two of my favorite rockers. I changed it when I was 10.
Toe!
Shut up.
That's what Nikki Sixx sounds like. My toe!
Shut up. You're an ass. Oh, shoot. Yeah. Remembered I said that. I love Motley Crue, too. Yep. Vicky like Nikki Sixx.
Yeah, I do need to get Vicky a fidget spinner because she literally, this is a bottle. Okay, here's the thing, guys. I do vape. I quit smoking like over 2 years ago. I think it's been like 3 years now. So I do vape. This is actually a bottle I reuse because it has a specific top that I like. And she just sat here and tore this off, and now it's sticky. And how do I feel about sticky stuff? How do I feel about sticky stuff?
This is better than therapy, she said.
See, it's sticky. Now my bottle is sticky, and I have to get a new bottle somehow. I throw it, but I don't want to because I don't want to break it.
Oh my God, you're ridiculous. How much cleaning time, if any, do you put into a pair of shoes? For the most part, I don't clean shoes. When I do, I spend about 2 to 3 minutes on a pair of shoes. That's it. Sticky necks.
He's sticky and his toe hurts because you stepped on it.
Really?
My toe! Wow!
Ridiculous.
I hear he's doing a new album. I wonder if it's going to be called My Toes Broke.
He is doing a new album. Katie, when the show is over, please check your email.
All right, cool.
Yeah, Bee Snatch Prizzle shoes wipe the dust off, and that's about as far as I go. I do have a leather cleaner that I just, spray on a rag. I don't polish the shoes themselves with, like, a lot of people use, like, the shoe polish, black or brown or whatever, and I get that. That makes them look much nicer. But I have a leather fabric cleaner that I use that works really well to clean purses and shoes that are nice leather. I just spray it and rub them down the rag, does the same type of thing, and then I use the magic eraser to clean white, like Converse, the toes and the sides of the shoes if I need it. I don't clean the soles. I don't do any of that crap. What are you drinking, Katie? Katie is drinking iced tea. Ridiculous, right? I know.
Somebody said, wait, Emin Lake says next week I think you guys should match. Here's the thing. I always try to find t-shirts for us that match because I think it would be funny for us to wear matching shirts, and she's not into it. She's not.
Betsy Lou on Facebook. Snutch equals, I got it. Snutch. Bee Snutch.
Still, I said snutch when I was saying it. Bee Snutch Prizzle. I'm telling you.
What are your favorite shoe brands to buy or sell quick?
Quickly? I don't think we get anything specifically because we wanted to sell quickly.
Yeah, we don't do the quick flip things in general.
Teresa says, hashtag Vicky ruins everything because Teresa says you broke her toe as well. Is there a pattern? Is there something we need to talk about?
I broke her toe too.
I don't know. She's talking about it now. Apparently, she kept it to herself. Yeah. So yeah, I like Adidas. I do some Nike as well. My favorite. I love going to the Adidas outlet. I hate the Nike outlet. I love the Adidas outlet. And then I go to like Ross and Burlington a lot. So I would say Adidas and Nike are kind of where it's at for me. I never get Under Armour because I hate Under Armour, and it's like, even though I'm sure I can make money on it, I have like a personal feeling about it, and so I don't want to buy it and flip it. It's so stupid. It's just stupid.
I don't know. I don't have any specific ones. I mean, we do talk about shoes and good brands here and there. We do the haul video, but I don't look for anything specific. I kind of just look at everything. I tend to always buy Converse or Vans if they're cheap enough. If I can get them for $5 or less, because they're an easy $30 flip, and they generally flip fast, and they're easy to ship, and they always fit into a padded flat rate mailer unless they're.
But you tend to look for ones that are unique Because the thing
right,
about
I don't buy
Converse,
just plain black.
the thing about like
or
Converse or Vans is that the regular ones don't really sell for much.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of really cool like limited edition ones or collabs and stuff like that where they are worth a lot. So it just kind of depends.
Hey, Sherry.
What up, Sherry? What up, Hip Flippin' Mama?
Kelly's in the house.
Hip Flippin' Mama, I hope that you got your shoe. No, you probably won't get it until maybe today or tomorrow. I don't know exactly. But yeah.
So yeah, we're over an hour here.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us for No Pants Friday. We had a lot of fun. I enjoyed being super, super silly with you guys, as per usual. And Vicky enjoyed rolling her eyes at me a whole bunch.
I'm getting a timer. I'll get the 3-minute timer. I won't make it be a 60-second or 30-second timer. I'll get the 3-minute timer.
Yeah, and you know what I'm going to do with that timer? I'm going to throw it across the room.
She will.
I will throw it across the room.
She's rude like that.
Anyway, so thank you guys so much for coming. Remember, Sunday Live Haul. I found tons of really good stuff. You found some good stuff. We're probably going to go out either tonight or tomorrow, get you some more good stuff. So it's going to be an awesome show. We've sold some really cool things this last week, so I'm excited to show you some of the stuff that I've sold. Got some highlights, so that's going to be fun. And Sunday is the day that this one over here is going to do a pretty amazing super chat song.
Well, if somebody
basically what's going to happen is the first person to do a super chat, doesn't matter how much it is, it can be $1. First person to do a super chat, this one over here is going to do her super chat song. I've been
practicing a few.
She has flirted with the idea of MC Hammer, of New Kids on the Block. You got any other ones?
Dirty
Dancing song. Okay. Those are a few potential songs she could.
I have been practicing, Heather. I have been practicing.
Yep.
I've got some ideas.
Yeah, so we'll be live on Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. So just go ahead and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you click on the little notification bell next to the subscribe button so you are getting notified whenever we go live or we put up new content. And make sure you give us a thumbs up today because that'd be super cool. So,
all right.
I wasn't even
cool. Super chat. We got 2 thumbs down. Woohoo!
That's because I'm so awesome.
I did look at Biz Marquee. I did actually. That's one of my ideas too. So,
yeah. But anyway,
Katie holds me over her head. Yeah, I don't want to flatten her. I'm not a petite, delicate flower, Cheryl. We've met.
Whatever. Anyway, Gretchen wants to know a different one for each super chat.
Yeah, let's push it.
She claims
there better be some good super chats.
She claims that she's only doing it the one time, but you know what? You can never stop me from super chatting because I'm going to super chat all day long, all night long. And as you notice, I do take requests. I will not always deliver in a high quality manner, but I will try and make something happen.
Oh, it's a good idea, Emily. Vogue, Madonna.
All right, guys, we got to get some work done. We got to go to the grocery store. So we're going to get out of here. But thank you so much for hanging out with us. We have tons of fun with you every time we get together.
It's a lot of fun.
For sure. So
116 people watching. Let's get a few more thumbs up.
Well, we're getting out of here now. Thumbs up later. We got stuffs to do.
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Get your pants off and boss up.